The little bug jumping finally got his little ass.
All right, everybody. Welcome. If you're just joining us, we have about 49 participants on the line. Let's shoot our texts out and our emails out and let our teammates know to get on this call because our speaker for today is none other than Christion Sadler. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know Christion, if you're new to the call, or if you haven't heard his story, back in the day, Christion was quite a troublesome young man in his teens. He got kicked out of class a lot. He says he got kicked out of almost every school after grade school. As he got older, he found himself in quite a bit of financial scarcity, working a daily wage job in steel fabrication, trying to make ends meet. And around this time, he had heard about real estate and the wealth opportunity, income generation opportunities it could create for him. And he started attending different guru events, but felt like he was really spinning his wheels and not going very far. Finally, he found Renatus, just like many of us did, and he actually took the business very seriously. Started getting around people that he wanted to be like, showing up early, staying late, helping out wherever he could. And because of his tenacity, his determination, Christion has now been in the real estate business for over 13 years. He has made multiple he's done multiple real estate transactions that have netted over six figures. He is a PIT team member, one of the founding team members of Team Elevate, and a marketing leader. And I just really look up to Christion because he exemplifies servant leadership. So we are just very fortunate to have Christion Sadler as our presenter, as our trainer here today. Without further ado, I'd like to bring Christion Sadler on the line. Good morning, Christion. How is your morning going today?
Good morning, Abby. Having a great morning. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
Good. Well, thank you for everything that you're doing, Abby, for this team, and for always being here for these morning calls, especially. It's nice to have somebody that's consistent and persistent and really does these things right and gets us kicked off with some great videos and does some amazing introductions. And I know that, Abby, that's not all you do for this team. You do so many other things behind the scenes. So I just want to thank you so much for who you are and what you do.
Thank you.
For everybody else, thank you for being here. Congratulations, really, for being serious about your business. And we've been on the conversation about objections because as I did a poll to find out what it was that you guys most wanted to learn about, the most what do you call it? The most said item, the most popular item, I guess, was overcoming objections or handling objections. And so last week, we talked a lot about just the mindset and raising your belief, because if your belief isn't there, you're going to come from a place of feeling like they're doing you a favor by showing up to some type of an event. And quite frankly, you're not going to have anybody show up, or at least show up powerfully, if they are coming just to help you out. Now, I'm not saying it won't work. I mean, if they still show up, then we do have an amazing program. We have an amazing way of sharing this information. And so, hey, might work for your benefit. However, it's going to be a lot more powerful if you adopt the 4 core beliefs and then come from that mindset. And so we talked a lot about the mindset as we were going through last week. And this week, I want to start off by talking about posture. And posture is something that oftentimes comes with mindset, but it's also a skill that can be learned, right? You can adopt a posture over time as you build your confidence and as you build your conversational skills. And so I want you to think about this from the standpoint of, if you're qualifying for somebody else's time, they have the upper hand. If they're qualifying for your time, then you have the upper hand. And so when I think about my scripts, for example, if I'm calling a cold market prospect, well, I'm going to lead the conversation. And the best way to lead the conversation is with questions. Now, when you talk about a warm market script or warm market conversation, which is really what you're getting into most of the time, it's really that same thing, right? You want to lead the conversation. And the way that you lead the conversation is by asking questions. And so one thing that is a skill that you guys would be, would be really smart to develop is how to answer a question with a question, right? Now, I'm not talking about blowing people off, right? I'm not talking about, fancy tips and tricks to manipulate the conversation. What I'm talking about is keeping, control of the conversation, because really what our job is as, Renatus affiliates is to help people get out of their own way and step into a more powerful way of living their life. And so that's really going to come down to asking enough inquisitive questions to get them thinking differently. Again, most people are, 20, 30, 40, 50, some of them even 60 years into living their life the way that they've been living it. And now you want to become a priority. And you want to have them change the way that they're operating their life. And when you think about it, from a financial standpoint, I mean, most of these people have beliefs that have been beat into them, I guess is the easiest way to call it, right? They have beliefs that have been adopted over time. And many of them, before they even understood what the concept of money was, they had examples. They had parents, they had, siblings, they had, different people, and they heard a lot of things like rich people are evil, or money corrupts, or money is the root of all evil, and on and on and on. Debt is bad, right? Don't get credit cards. And now all of a sudden you're stepping up and you're saying, hey, credit cards are a useful tool. You're saying that money is going to give you more options. You're saying, that the more money you have, the more good you can do. And for some people, that's kind of short-circuiting. So if you allow them to ask all the questions and then you simply answer them, they're going to come up with their own answers based on their own experience and based on their own beliefs. So in order to lead a conversation, you've got to have the posture to, first of all, believe in what it is that we do, believe that this is the best income opportunity on the planet, right? Believe that everyone needs Renatus. Believe that you're doing them a favor, and believe that it's their loss if they say no. And quite frankly, it's their gain if they say yes, right? That measly $10,000 that you're going to earn if they decide to get a hold of this education is nothing compared to the value that they're going to get. But the next thing is leading the conversation. And the way that you lead a conversation is not by telling, right? Telling is not selling. There's a big difference. Instead, the way you do it is by asking. Got somebody off mute here. All right, got it covered. So, asking more questions and being able to answer a question with a question. So what I'd like to do is I would like to open this up to those of you who are online that have objections that you're getting. And here's the way that I want you to type it in so that we can address it, okay? Is I want you to type in what the objection is and what period of the timeline that you're getting that objection. So if you're getting an objection, for example, of does this cost me anything? And it's in the initial phone call. Well, that's what I want to know. If you're getting the question of, I don't know if I have the time right? And it's at the follow-up, then that's what I want to know. So basically, I want you guys to share with me the objections that you're getting so that we can start walking through them. And we may get to cover them all today. However, we may have to take some of these and span them into a future call. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take some time, and I want to know what are some of the objections that you're getting. And remember, put down the objection and then put the timeline of when you're getting it. So if that is, does this cost me, I don't want to pay any money for anything, and that objection is coming up in the initial phone call, just put down the objection and then put initial phone call, right? If it's after the first exposure, put after the first exposure, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time, and I'm going to take them and I'm going to start typing them into the screen here so that we can get them down. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to share a Word document, because the last time I had to transfer them all to Word afterwards. And what I'd like to do is just have them already in a document. And then once we get a good list here of objections, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we'll start just addressing them and going through different ideas. And, sometimes other trainers are watching this as well. And so they may take some of these and give you their take on it. So just a sec, let me go ahead and share my screen. And then we're going to pull up a Word document. And by the way, start typing them in right now. If you've got the ability to type them in, type them in. And then for those of you who need to come off of mute, go ahead and come off of mute. And I want to hear, what are the objections that you guys are dealing with? So it looks like we already have something in the chat. So at the follow-up, what have you done? All right, that's actually one of the easiest ones. So we got somebody off of mute. Go ahead and come on out. Do you have an objection that you are getting that you would like to talk about how to handle? Marlene. Marlene, it looks like you came off of mute. All right, looks like that might have been an accident. All right, we only have one objection. What have you done at the follow-up? Okay, so not ready to put in the order. Here they come. Thank you guys. Keep typing them in. Most of your objections are coming at the follow-up. Somebody that is iPhone said, "Is this a scam? I read reviews on BBB, but where in the process are you getting that?" You guys get to that. All right, scene intro, follow-up, funding, been to an intensive. They want to do it, but want to finish up the last 2 semesters of college. Oh my gosh, I got this same one. So ultimately, they don't have to have time as they're working and going to college full time. Okay, so
Hello.
2. Who was that?
Oh, this is Patricia. Hi.
Come on out, Patricia.
Okay. So when I put up ads and their response is, what is this about? Or they say how much, like you said, how much is this going to cost? And, or they say, well, I got to get my finances in order first. And I'm trying to get my credit cards raised so I can pay for this. That's what I've gotten recently.
All right, so I'm going to say get finances in order first. And what part of the process is that?
This is the first contact.
Oh, wow.
And about the credit cards, this has been someone that I actually had a one-on-one with, and they said they were going to come back, and you know, life happens. They had a car accident, or they're not up to, you know. So it's been a few months now. So, you know, obviously they're not well. So that's probably the problem. And
okay.
That's it.
All right. Thank you. I got it here.
Thank you.
We got a bunch more that have chatted in here. So, oops. Move this over. Where are we at? Okay. Too expensive. So Cody, too expensive. Where is that coming in the process? Remember, folks, I need the objection and where it's at in the process, because it makes a big difference. If somebody's saying something's too expensive before they've ever even seen anything, you're going to handle that objection much differently than somebody saying it's too expensive after they've been to 5 or 6 exposures. So follow up, wife didn't want to come, okay. And Marlene, you came off mute again. Do you have something?
Yes.
Okay, we can barely hear you, but go ahead and speak up.
Oh, yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I followed up with someone that attended a presentation. And after I spoke with him, he just basically said that he was not interested in paying for the education.
Okay. Paying. And this was, he had only been to 1 exposure?
Only 1 exposure.
Okay. All right, thank you. Let's see. Seems like an MLM. Again, Cody, let me know where that is in the process. Oswald, is this a pyramid scheme? You make money off of me, or because you make money off of me. Actually, we're going to put pyramid scheme, and then we're going to put you make money off of me. Those are kind of 2 separate. You make money off of me. And again, it's best if I have where these are at in the process as we're addressing them. So, Bill, is this one of those MLM things? We got this after inviting them to an introduction. So, first phone call, I'm guessing. MLM, first phone call. All right, want to do a deal before spending money on education. Oh, that's a big one. And that's in the follow-up, right? Yep. Let's see, after showed how much it was, they said they don't have money. So third contact, don't have the money. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. Already have an expert in the family. Who will help them? Come on. Who will help them?
This is Patricia again. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, you're kind of quiet.
Okay. So another person who's a realtor, they said they already know everything they need to know, and that's why they wouldn't purchase education.
Realtor know-it-alls. All right. Yeah, that's a big one. We can cover that for sure. Leslie, I don't know where that's at in the process either. Realtor know-it-all. Oh, by the way, the realtor know-it-all, where were they at in the process? Is this somebody that you're first inviting, somebody that's been to a few exposures?
They had 3 exposures. They went to the intro. They had a intensive and a one-on-one. And then their son purchased a wholesale quadrant from another company, organization. And then she said, well, I'll just wait for that to see how that works out.
Oh.
And then she said it wasn't very good, so she didn't like it. So now I have another one-on-one with her today.
So realtor know-it-all we're going to put as the follow-up, waiting for someone else's success at the follow-up as well. That's something definitely to address.
Hi, can you hear me, Christian?
I can hear you. Yep.
Okay, so I took a client this Thursday, and they were very excited at the meeting. But after they went home and talked to their family, and they were going to come actually to the open house for Saturday, it's like I completely lost him. He does not want to know anything.
Okay, negative family.
Mm-hmm. And also, I guess he asked me for the name of the company, so I guess it has to be with the company name.
Say that one more time about the company name.
He asked me for the name of the company, so that's what I'm assuming, that it has to be with something they read on the internet.
Got it. Okay, we have that up above about internet, so thank you. All right. After the first exposure and also after the follow-up, they stuck on the price. They think they can do it all of their own. All right. So DIY. We're going to call that DIY people.
Hey, Christian.
Let's follow up. 1 second, Levi.
Okay.
Just gonna read and type here. First exposure and follow up. Okay. Okay, go ahead, Levi.
So I've talked to a few people that work for, various investment institutions as financial advisors and things, and they're just stuck on, they love the stock market.
Okay. And so is this first first conversation? They're not even interested in coming down?
Yeah, they're basically just stuck on the stock market and don't want to really even talk about real estate. So this is kind of initial conversations before even inviting. And when you do invite them, they're just like, no, I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing.
Hey, got it.
I have another one.
Yeah, come on out.
People telling me that there's a lot of people doing the same thing and there's no homes to work on anymore in the market.
Oh, saturated market. So that's too many people. When are you getting that?
I'm getting that either at the beginning when I'm starting to talk about becoming, inviting them to Renata's, or right after the first meeting. It's like they tell me it sounds good, but there's a lot of people doing this already, and we don't want to spend that kind of money on something it's not going to work for us. We just rather wait until the market gets low or something like that.
Okay. Waiting for the market is a different objection. So waiting for the market to drop. All right. So we got them coming here. After watching Amp and Google Renatus, is this a scam? I read the reviews, so we've got that up above. Cody, third exposure, but I'm not sure which one you're talking about for third exposure. Let's see. Cody. Too expensive. All right, third exposure. I'm going to put that on too expensive and guess that's what you were talking about. Coming down here. I don't want to pay for the education. I think we have that in the list already, don't we? Yep, not interested in paying after first exposure. Multi-level marketing, we've got MLM in there, but we need to add an additional after first exposure. Okay. Follow up, they need to finish up business to start another one. It's kind of like the college one, but we'll address it separately. So finish up a business, okay.
And I actually have another one.
Okay.
I have a friend actually that is a contractor, and he has done a lot of the remodeling for Renata's, some of the members. And when I invited her, I asked her, what you enjoying? Why do you just work for? And she told me, because you guys are feeding me the work, I don't have to go and look for homes. And then that's what she told me. And then I asked her, what would you rather don't do? Find the homes to sell and fix them. And she is like, oh, that's too much work. So what did you do?
All right, so just want to work on the homes. Investing is too much work. Yeah, I just got this one yesterday, actually, from a guy that all he wants to do is be a contractor. So it's a good one. And this is, I'm guessing after first exposure. All right, let me keep going down this list over here. Intro, I can get this information online. Okay, that seems like two different. I can learn online for free, right? And that's intro. And then you said already doing it. already successful. Already doing real estate.
And another one that I get also is like, once I see your success, I will do it.
Okay, so once you're successful. And where are you getting that? Is that initial conversation, it sounds like?
Yes, it's like when I invited this particular friend, she said to me, once I see you doing everything that you tell me that you should be doing, then yeah, I'll do it.
Got it. So wife's uncle, who was a financial planner, said, I do real estate when I can get myself and my clients better returns doing captive insurance. I'm not even sure what that is, but let's just call it other money making vehicles. That's intro. Okay. We're getting down here. We got a page full already. So I'm going to take a few more. Do a deal to earn the money. Yeah, and I think we've got that up here. Doing a deal first. So we'll leave that one. Exposures to regionals, cash flow, all webinars. I'm not sure what that is, Leslie. After the second exposure, he said he has a friend that does this and he'll show him how to do that. So we do have that up above, someone else that can show them how to do it. Just want to be the contractor. Okay, we just got that one. And then, oh, real estate is risky. Okay. And that was after first exposure, it sounds like. All right, cool. We've got all of these. I'm actually going to come down slightly, see if we can fit all this on one page. Rest of my scan and watch out for me. Okay. Trying to think of how to word that one. Cousin saw it, one told us the extended family. So have you got objections from the rest of your extended family? So I think that's covered in, somebody else thinks it's risky. And then we go. And we got the scam part on here already. All right, I think we're good. So here's a full list of objections that you guys have talked about. And let's just talk through them real quick. So what have you done is one that comes up frequently. Not ready to put in the order at the follow-up. Not the right time at the follow-up. Is the Better Business Bureau reviews. So I'm not sure where that's at, but we're just going to put any, I guess. And LaShawn, you come off of mute. Did you have something?
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, let me come over here. See. Just get everybody muted. All right. Want to finish college first at the follow-up. Get finances in order first contact. Getting credit cards after the follow-up. Too expensive. So this getting credit cards one, I'm guessing this means getting credit cards and then they disappear. Or getting credit cards as a put-off. Okay, too expensive. Wife doesn't want to come. Not interested in paying for education. Pyramid scheme. You make money off of me. MLM. Want to do a deal first and get the education. Don't have the money. Is that a repeat? Nope, I guess not. Where am I? Okay, already have an expert in the family who will help them so they don't need to spend the money. A realtor know-it-all, waiting for someone else's success. Negative family. So that fits in with yours, Tyler. Negative family. DIY people, love the stock market, not interested in real estate. Saturated market, too many people doing real estate. Waiting for the market to drop. Need to finish building current business. Just want to work on the homes. Investing is too much work. I'm guessing that might be risk that they're saying. I can learn online for free. Already doing real estate. Once you're successful, talk to me. Other money-making vehicles, and real estate is risky. So
I have one.
Okay, come on out.
This is LaShawn. I just spoke with a real estate broker yesterday, and she texted me back and said, my other partners are not interested in getting involved with another group. They feel we will be spreading ourselves too thin too quickly. Maybe after we have gotten more experience and money to invest, we can branch out further. Everything is going out now and not enough coming in.
Okay, so
I'm going back on mute.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, when did you get that, by the way?
I just spoke with this real estate broker yesterday, 3-foot rule, and I texted her about inviting her tonight to the intro, and I just got this text this morning.
Okay, too much on her plate. And it's, I'll do it later type of a deal. All right, then we're going to chat here.
Can I add another one?
So we'll leave that on negative family, Tyler, when we do it. Yes, you can add one more. Who is this?
This is Luz. Just now that she talked about her broker, I also talked to my broker, and actually my broker told me I couldn't be an investor in a realtor because I'm going to be breaking the law.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So illegal. And sounds like it's an initial contact. They haven't shown up to anything yet. Am I right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this as the list because I've got to jump off and over to the PIT team webinar. So I'm going to take this list right here, and we're just going to go and address these next week when I get on here. So next Thursday, I'm going to jump on, and we're going to go ahead and address all of these, and that will be the final to this series about handling objections so that we can move on to a new exposure. And in fact, I've got somebody that is going to take over Thursdays for during this next month while I am traveling. So next week, jump on, and we're going to go through these one by one. Appreciate you guys being on here. Appreciate you guys helping me build this list. Get out there and make it happen. It's Thursday. This is your day. Game time.